Okay. Now I know we were chatting before, and you were saying that particularly the last 5 years has been very, very exciting. What is the latest Norwegian Cruise Line news? What are the exclusives you can give us here?
Yeah, I mean, the last 5 years in our company has been, has been extraordinary in terms of the change of the way the business has been moving, and the way that we've been innovating again. I mean, I go back to 2010, and we took delivery of the Norwegian Epic, which was the biggest ship in the fleet at the time. Very innovative ship, very innovative on entertainment. Lots of big brands that people would recognise on the ship. Even for the kids, Nickelodeon now is for the families as on board the ship. So if you want to see your parents or your children getting slimed with SpongeBob and all that, then that's available on the ships. So the company's gone through a huge transformation, and which has really led us down the path now of building these new innovative ships. So the last 12 months we took delivery of 2 big ships, the Breakaway and the Getaway, and both of them are about 4,000 guests. So they're big ships, very innovative, and the Breakaway is based in New York. So it's the first time any cruise line really themed a ship around a destination. So very, very New York feel and flavour to it. And it's home ported in New York year round, and it does the Bermuda in the summer, and it does Florida and the Caribbean in the winter.
I believe that it's themed, that even down to the restaurants, the place names, the actual ship itself is themed, and also you're famous for painting your hulls, aren't you?
Yeah.
Hulls, and even that is themed again with the New York theming. Am I right?
So it's Peter Max, who's a well-known New York artist, who has painted the hull artwork, which is what Norwegian is also famous for. So you can see a Norwegian ship from a long way away, and if you see other ships in the port, there's not many that have the hull artwork done. So a famous New York artist has painted the ship. And then, the Manhattan Room, so it's all named after New York. We even have the hot dog carts and stands outside on the ship where people can get a traditional New York hot dog. The ice bar is all themed, with the Statue of Liberty and Empire State Building. So that's all themed around it.
Okay.
And I said, and then you've got the New York Broadway style shows with the Rock of Ages on board the ship, which is a little edgy, but it's a great show, and it's the whole production of the show as well. It's not just snippets of the show or songs from the show.
No,
it's the
representation.
It's the whole production. That
I've heard
we put
this
on
because
board
you
the
mentioned
ship.
Legally Blonde as well, didn't you? I know you, and this is quite rare again in the industry to have a Broadway or West End show in its entirety put on board, because normally, as you mentioned, it's a collection of songs or it's a theme.
Yeah. And Legally Blonde is on the Norwegian Getaway, which is the other theme ship that we did in Miami. So, and that's got a much more of a Latino flavour to the ship. It's got the mojito bar, and it's very, very themed around the culture of Miami. So we have the artist there is an upcoming artist called David LeBeau, and he has painted all the hull artwork on board the ship.
Now, both ships have this boardwalk area, don't they? I mean, this wonderful outside where you've turned almost where the old promenade deck would be into this alfresco dining experience.
Yeah,
with bars. I mean, tell us more about that, because
it's on
wonderful.
deck 8, and we call it the Waterfront. And
Right.
again, one of the things that we looked at when we were doing the design of the ships was really about how do you get people to get more of an outward feeling of the ships. A lot of the ships today, and many of your viewers, I'm sure, have been on lots of different cruise ships. If you cast your minds back, they're quite inward facing. And what we really wanted to do was, the whole thing about cruising is this love affair with the sea. And we really wanted to open the ships back up to the sea. So what we have created is this boardwalk area, which I said we call the Waterfront, around the ship, which is on deck 8, where all the restaurants, or a lot of the restaurants tend to be. So people can either dine al fresco or dine inside. So if you can imagine, as you're sailing out 7, 8 o'clock, the sun is setting, people are having a nice cocktail, and they're dining out in the Caribbean outside, or they're leaving New York in the summer,
It's
or
giving
Bermuda.
you a yacht experience almost, isn't it?
It's just such a great experience, and again, nobody has ever done that before, and it's very innovative in the way that we've approached it, and having done it myself a couple of times, it's just you just feel this whole relaxation come across you, and it's so nice to dine outside rather than dining always inside the ship.
Well, Francis, the more you can do, I think, to bring the ocean in with how you build the ships is amazing. I think it's a brilliant experience. So you've got a mixture of bars and restaurants there for people to enjoy.
Outside bars and everything, so people can sit there. I mean, I try and describe it as it's about creating moments. So when you're on a holiday, it's about you want to have a great experience. Your expectations are that you want to have a great experience. And I think at Norwegian Cruise Line, with the way that we built and as we said, innovated on our ships, is that we're creating those moments for our guests.
Yeah.
And the moment as you watch the sunset, as you may be pulling out of a Caribbean island and you're sat there and you're drinking a nice cold mojito or a cold beer or a glass of wine, and you're having that experience, you're creating a moment. And those are the things that people bring back and remember.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what we're trying to do. And I come back to the point of, for somebody on a land-based holiday to come onto a cruise, it's about creating those moments. So if you've got viewers that have not been on a cruise or thinking about it, but are a little scared to make that first step, then I think Norwegian Cruise Line is actually a cruise line that they should look at.
Okay, how about people this summer? Summer's coming up. They're thinking, I'd love to go away to a holiday. I really like the idea of doing a cruise, but it's the World Cup. I don't want to miss the games.
Yeah, we have that covered. So we work with a company called Sports 24 on board our ship. So we will be showing all the World Cup football matches on board the ship.
Do you have sports bars on board?
We have sports bars. We have in the atrium we have these huge 30, 40 foot screens, and obviously in the theatre and everywhere. So there'll be a great opportunity for those that are into football to watch all England progress, we hope. But it's also great because there's going to be areas of the ships where we won't be showing that. So for those people that are not into soccer or football,
absolutely,
they have the ability to continue to experience their holiday.